Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So I want to touch bases on something today. It's a photo that's been out for a while, not this particular video. We'll get into that at another point in time. But today we're going to be going back to Scotland and Calvine, and we're going to be going back to 1990. I believe it was August 3rd, 1990. So how this story plays out is there were two guys working as a chef in a Scottish restaurant. And at some point in time, they decided to go and take a hike in the woods. So where that area and all this stuff is at, I really don't know too much about the hotel. Trying to find more information out about it. But as they were hiking, they stated that they saw a UFO. And they said the UFO was going to be a diamond-shaped UFO. And it was about 100 feet long. So when they saw this, they hid over to the side. And as they hid to the side, they noticed that they heard an aircraft. So they went out and they took 6 photos of the craft, and the craft just kind of jetted off. And I'll show you the photo in just a minute. But what's interesting about this is that they took these 6 photos, and instead of keeping some to themselves, now remember, this is 1990. We're not talking about 1950 or 1960. So I'm not going to say it makes it suspect a little bit, but it just does draw a little bit of speculation as far as it's concerned. So they took the photos or the negatives over to a local newspaper, thinking that the newspaper, of course, is going to be on their side and publish these photos that they took. Now, I don't know why they didn't keep the 6 photos for themselves, which makes people skeptical about the whole photos for it. And of course, the newspaper turned it over to the local government. And you guys know that when the government gets photos, anything UFO related, there's nothing. So, go and behold, years later, a retired Air Force person actually took one of these photos and they published it. And what you're seeing here is one of these 6 photos. Now, this has been circulating around for many years, and I did take a close look at this, and it does make it pretty interesting once you start looking in a little bit closer with this, because you start looking in closer to this and you start looking at the craft itself, you can see a little bit of detail in this. So that's what kind of makes my speculation kind of fade away a little bit. Now, if you look at this closely, you guys see on those 2 tips, it seems to be, or the edges of it, I should say, it seems to be a kind of a different color there. So I'm not sure if this thing was rotating or just sitting there, but that's something that I noticed with this. And it makes it pretty interesting, although it is kind of blurry once you try to zoom in on it. But there's another thing right there. You guys see that in the center? Not sure what that is, but I did see that too when I zoomed in on it. So there may be other details that you guys may see. So if you see that, put that in the comments below, because I'm interested in any more information you guys may have on this. But another curious thing about this photo is going to be the airplane that they saw. Of course, they said they saw the airplane or a jet, and that's when they decided to take the photos, and this is only one we're seeing. So where the other 5 photos were at, I don't know, but someone did find this and reveal this. And remember that this is black and white. It was just printed on color paper. So that's kind of why it looks kind of distorted and weird for a photo taken in the 1990s. So I kind of was curious about that too, but when I found out about it being a black and white photos printed on color paper, it makes more sense of why it looks the way it looks. So of course there's other small details like the tree up top, and then you guys are going to see a little bush down there in your left hand corner. And then of course there's going to be the fence too. So there's things that kind of outline this a little bit that make it more distinguished, so people can kind of do their calculations and stuff from that. But more than anything, I wanted to share this with you guys and a little bit of information I had, especially some of the detail once you zoom in on it. I wish we could get the color photos or the other 5 photos. That would make this case more legit, and then it would make more sense why they say this is one of the best UFO photos taken. But anyway, put your comments down below what you guys think about this. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this with your friends. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next video.